of the spotted fever group. It is the second most frequent cause of fever illnesses amongst malaria travelers, and it was first isolated from ticks in Marseille, France. It is a confirmed human pathogen that has been reported in several parts of the world. Elelu et al. 2022 determined the prevalence of tick infestation among small ruminants and utilized cutting-edge molecular methods to describe the clinically significant spotted fever group Rickettsia macilia, isolated from the Picephalus heart ticks, collected directly from the small ruminant brought for slaughter at the Ipata Municipal Abattoir in Elelu State. For the first time, the study, Elelu et al. 2022, confirmed the presence of zoonotic tick-borne relapsing fever Rickettsia macilia, a Picephalus tick collected from sheep in Nigeria. Detection of Rickettsia macilia in feeding ticks is of concern because the small ruminants are free-ranging and often tethered close to human dwellings at night, providing a suitable environment for sharing of the tick vectors. Quarry fever is caused by the persistent and highly transmissible zoonotic disease pathogen Coxiella, which affects both animals and humans. In affected animals, it causes reduced productivity due to abortion and stillbirth. The causative bacteria is excreted in bodily fluids, including milk, which serves as the longest-lasting source of human infection. And transmission is primarily from infected domestic animals through aerosolized particles, as well as some ticks. In Nigeria, as far back as 1990, a high seroprevalence of up to 44% has been recorded. The disease is highly underreported, with a few recent studies in Nigeria. Elelu et al. 2020 therefore assessed the level of exposure to C. bonneti in our livestock using sensitive ELISA methods. This was the first multi-state study to determine the presence of antibody to C. bonneti from cattle and small ruminants. And there was evidence of exposure in all the state studies with confirming the ubiquity of this pathogen. In order to further understand the human exposure to C. bonneti, an additional follow-up funding was awarded to me to determine the presence of C. bonneti in dairy products in Kwara State. This time, we utilized a highly sensitive polymerase chain reaction that targeted this IF11 gene element to screen raw milk sample from farm, cheese, and milk samples. Findings from that study revealed the presence of the pathogen in ready-to-eat milk and cheese sample with a true prevalence of 12.5%, thus making it a true public health challenge. And then in 2025, evidence of exposure to Coxiella among domestic samples, as well as the presence of the bacteria in ready-to-eat milk and cheese sample is worrisome. As a result of both of this study were carried out within the University of Ilorin using an ELISA machine and a PCR equipment set on courtesy of the grants awarded to me by the International Foundation for Science Sweden in 2017 and 2022. The study were also published in two top-ranking journals, the PLOS One and the BMC Veterinary Research. Snails are the intermediate vectors of the digenetic stomatoparasites Schistosoma fasciola paramphistons. They are referred to as digenetic because they require intermediate hosts of the mollusk species, either slugs or snails, where asexual reproduction takes place, and final vertebrate hosts such as animals and humans, where sexual reproduction takes place. Some zoonotic traumato associated with snails, fasciolosis, is referred as stomatosis or liver fluke. It's a zoonotic parasitic disease caused by the trematode of the genus Fasciola. The most important species are Fasciola hepatica and Fasciola gigantica. The parasites are hermaphrodites and are found in bile ducts of liver of large number of herbivorous ruminants in wild animals. Elelu and Isla carried out an extensive review of zoonotic fasciolosis in cattle. This gave a snapshot of the states with the higher disease burden in Nigeria, and it is one of the most common causes of liver condemnation in Nigerian abattoir. Elelu et al. 2016 undertook a study to investigate the presence of an high level risk factor for fasciolosis in Kwara State. Results from that study showed that trematodes were common and most frequent species were Fasciola, availability of water sources such as dams, which serve as watering points for both cattle and animals and humans, provide a favorable habitat for the life cycle of the parasite. The high prevalence of this recorded during my snowball study serve as a basis to carry out other studies such as participatory epidemiology and the veterinary drug retail outlets study in Elelu et al. Reduce the drug misuse, thus preventing the development of drug resistance. Schistosomiasis is another important zoonotic parasite infection associated with snails and has persisted as an important tropical disease. It is acquired through contact with contaminated fresh water, suitable for the life cycle of the intermediate snail host, while the final hosts are the terrestrial animals, including humans. Elelu et al. 2016 carried out a study that showed the presence of Schistosoma bovis in cattle sampled from 3 rural communities in Kwara State. It is important to note that previous studies have reported that human Schistosoma species hybridized with closely related animal Schistosoma bovis, where freshwater snail is available. My contribution to community service, university-wide service. I began my academic career at the University of Ilorin, December 2010. As the pioneer staff member of the then newly established Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, alongside Professor A.G. Ambali, before his appointment as Vice Chancellor. I rose through the ranks. I was promoted to the full professor by the Governing Council of the University of Ilorin in the Department of Veterinary Public Health and Preventive Medicine in October 2024. This made me the first senior professor of veterinary medicine in Kwara State and also the first senior professor of public health and preventive medicine from the University of Ilorin, and the first senior professor from my department. I have previously served as the pioneer examination officer, pioneer level advisor, took part in the development of the curriculum, the first curriculum of veterinary medicine in the University of Ilorin, and served as inaugural faculty representative to several faculties. I was acting head of department between 2018 and 2019. I represented the faculty in the business committee of Senate. I have held several board membership, chairmanship, and membership of several faculty committees at various times. I served as faculty postgraduate coordinator up to 2020, during which time I oversaw the admission of the first set of postgraduate students in the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. I have supervised and mentored several undergraduate and postgraduate students, both within and outside of the country, and also served as external examiner at various universities in Nigeria. I have published several research articles in several high-ranking research outlets. I set up the first state-of-the-art molecular laboratory in the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine through a research grant awarded to me by the International Foundation for Science, Sweden. I provide expert technical advisory to the UK Medical Research Council. I have presented my results in several international conferences across several continents, including a presentation at the British House of Lords. My inaugural lecture would be incomplete if I did not report my activity at the state and the national level, for it was a real definition of linking the ground to town. I got the very rare opportunity to lead a frontline public health institution, the Kwara State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, as its executive secretary. I must say, it's one of the most challenging assignments that I have ever been saddled with. This was an agency previously managed by an experienced senior consultant in the medical field, who left with a very big shoe for me to fill. Then I remembered that I had gathered substantial knowledge in immunology, biostatistics, preventive medicine, and epidemiology, and that I had gained through my several years of veterinary medical training, most importantly at the Beta by Far University. Vice Chancellor, sir, I am pleased to report that I was a good ambassador of this institution, and I dare to say that I have earned a second PhD in primary healthcare system, even if without a certificate. It was fresh learning for me, and I'm glad to report that my previous training helped to prepare me for the task next. This was coupled with the amazing, hardworking team at the Primary Healthcare Agency and the support I received from my principal, the dynamic governor of Kwara State, Malam Abdurrahman Abdulrazak. The collaborative effort has played a key role in positioning primary healthcare in Kwara State. Most noteworthy is Kwara State won the Primary Healthcare Leadership Challenge Fund Award, totaling $1 million as zonal champion for North Central 2 consecutive years, which was reinvested to strengthen PHC in the state for improved service delivery. I will also not forget to mention my contribution to community service during the nightmarish COVID-19 pandemic in 2010. Vaccine hesitancy is always a challenge, and this was not an exception during the COVID-19 pandemic. And we had to think outside of the box, and we immediately deployed mass vaccination sites. This saw us vaccinating, doubling our numbers from 42% to 82% within 6 months, and as one of the top 5 performing states in the country. Elelu et al. 2022 also carried out an additional survey to assess our knowledge and attitude in the community towards preventive measures. Some interesting findings from that study was the participants' erroneous belief that consumption of alcohol, garlic, or taking hot baths to prevent them from COVID-19. While others thought COVID-19 could be transmitted by mosquitoes or by food, some respondents were not even aware that COVID-19 was treatable, as it was seen as death sentence. Elelu et al. 2022. I still remember that some of our professors were too scared of receiving the vaccines, as some had to be trained to receive the vaccines when we deployed. In conclusion, the public health veterinarian provides an overall veterinary epidemiological and surveillance direction for zoonotic diseases, linking the medical community to the public. First, improving health through prevention and control of emerging and re-emerging disease. My future research plan is to continue to use cutting-edge methods to characterize our local ticks and snails, and also establish their vector competence against endemic diseases. Further investigation with more extensive human diseases would also be carried out. I have studied several animal diseases associated with ticks and snails. I have made interesting discoveries of the linkages between vectors and zoonotic diseases. I have established that several diseases of animals could potentially cause non-malaria fever in humans. I have provided useful insights on several effective preventive strategies and control measures. I have also linked town and gown via my extensive community service through quality research and administration. I have given a good account of myself as a public health veterinarian. I wish to make the following recommendation, which I consider to be useful to the country. Effective and sustainable One Health improvements in resource-poor countries require multidisciplinary approach, such as exemplified by the One Health strategy. We must also sustain surveillance involving veterinary and medical experts, both nationally and internationally. Stakeholders in the animal husbandry should be duly educated on good farm practices, such as biosecurity, vector control, animal vaccination, and waste management. It is also important to strengthen and sustain prompt health communication between human health and animal health sector in a joint public health strategy. It is important that we carry out mass awareness campaign with content-specific messages to target audience. Regulatory framework for animal health information and communication must also be put in place. Dissemination of health information must be regulated, especially on social media platforms limiting health-related posting to only qualified medical professionals. During the 2020 pandemic, everyone became a doctor with a lot of misguided viral social media posting. These infodemics led to several misinformation that cost the world several delays in uptake of life-saving interventions that can be translated to loss of human life as unquantifiable economic losses. I give Almighty Allah all the glory for everything and for making this day a reality. Alhamdulillah. I want to especially recognize the Deputy Governor of our state, Malam Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, for prioritizing the health of our people and for giving me the opportunity to serve my state. I also want to appreciate Her Excellency the First Lady for her uncommon commitment to the affairs of mothers and children in the state. I sincerely appreciate the Deputy Governor for giving me the first platform and a shot at community service during the COVID-19 pandemic. My appreciation goes to our most hardworking and amiable Vice Chancellor, Professor Wahab Olachuko Egewole, SAN, for granting the approval and support for this inaugural lecture. I thank the past Vice Chancellor, Professor Ishaq Olariwaju Olede, for approving my appointment to the University of Ilorin. My guardian and father, Professor Abdulganiyu Ambali, under whose guardianship I started my career in the University of Ilorin and even before, as well as Professor Suleiman Abdul Karim, for your kind support during my academic endeavors. I want to appreciate the chairman of the Library and Publications Committee for going through this manuscript. I say a big thank you. My appreciation to late Professor S.S. Baba for your guardianship all through my 6-year veterinary education. May Almighty Allah grant you our Jannah to Firdaus. His Royal Highness, Mai Martaba Sarki Ilorin Shehu, I pray for a longer life and good health. Amen. The great Mutawalingeri, Dr. Alimi Abdulrazak, thank you for being the father and a mentor by excellence and for believing in me and standing by me always. I must also sincerely appreciate the ageless Alhaji Oladimeji Abdulrahim, OFR, the Jagomolu of Igomina land, the Arogudade of Lagos, and the Baba Oba of Ofa. You have always been there for as long as I can remember. Your father-in-law, words of encouragement and support are truly appreciated. Let me come back home and appreciate the Balogun Alanamo. Your words have always been, we must support you. I really must say that I enjoy that support to the fullest. I also extend my royal greetings to all the traditional rulers here present and dear to my heart. I say thank you for everything. All the top government functionaries from Kwara State, including the honorable commissioners present, the senior advisor and counselor, and all other advisors present, the ES Health Insurance, Hospital Management, Chairman Shibeb, Kwara IRS, I thank you immensely. I must also specially recognize all the local government chairpersons present. I thank you for the good working relationship we've established and for supporting health interventions in your various local governments. To all my teachers at all levels of my educational career, I appreciate you all for the knowledge and discipline you instilled in me, and particularly some of my undergraduate lecturers, Professor Jue Egu, Professor Junaidu Kabir, my PhD supervisors, Professor Mark Eisler and Professor Gerard Coles. I thank our most erudite and senior professors at the University of Ilorin, who have in one way or the other supported my academic progress. I also want to thank my dear Dean, Professor O.M. Aziz, who is today ably represented by Professor Obraji, all the professors, and the entire academic and non-teaching staff of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, especially for keeping the flag flying in the last 15 years of veterinary education at the University of Ilorin. The head of the Department of Public Health and Preventive Medicine, Dr. Ibrahim Gali Alaya Gali of Africa, and to all members of the Department of Veterinary Public Health and Preventive Medicine. Kindly permit me to acknowledge the veterinary public family who have come to grace today's occasion. I thank you all for your honor, for the honor accorded me, especially my dear friend and president of the Veterinary Council, who flew in all the way from Abuja, Professor Matthew Adamu, the registrar, Dr. Fadipe, and the chairman of the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, Kwara State, Dr. Idiat Aminu. Special recognition to all my students at all levels, including those that have graduated. You are an important part of this event. Always remember that you can always achieve whatever you set out to achieve with hard work and perseverance. And to my girls that I have mentored, that I have shattered the glass ceiling, I look forward to you all joining me at the top. I thank the entire staff and great students of the University of Ilorin for the many goodwill messages towards today's inaugural lecture. I appreciate you all sincerely. A big shout out to the Alanamo community, Elelu youths, IYDF, Elelu Vanguard, that have all come out en masse to cheer me on. I thank you for your ownership and support. I also thank all members of the Olufadi family and the Afaraji family of Alanamo quarters. I cannot appreciate you all enough. I must also acknowledge all socioeconomic groups, the IEDPU, the IEPA, Ilorin Anchormen and Women, Southern Geri Women Association, Ilorin Women Association, civil society organization, and all other non-governmental groups that have graced today's occasion. You are all most appreciated. I also want to appreciate all the members of the staff of Wema Bank for turning out to support my lecture. To my primary healthcare friends, Stone family, I want to appreciate especially the management and all agency staff, the local government team, HODs, LIOs, CCOs, SMOs, MIE, NFPs, MCH, PSCPF focal persons, and all other PAC staff here present. You are all great team players. All the development partners from the State Coordinator World Health Organization, AFINET, UNICEF, MPSCD, and other staff members, I thank you immensely. To the chairman of the draft inaugural committee, Dr. Michael Sunday Oguntoye, and all other members of the committee, Alaja Fatima Kuranga, Biola Dupeshitu, Jamila Tata, Super Subdean, Dr. Ajadi, Dr. Karimat, Dr. Ishola, Ayuba, Mayi, Toye, Sule, Mr. Abe, Yabeji, officer. I say a big thank you. I didn't expect anything less from the amazing event, despite the very short notice. I would like to appreciate other distinguished members of the Kwara State House of Assembly that have also come out to support, especially my dear friend, Mayor Yusuf Aladi, Honorable Ariola. Thank you so much for gracing today's occasion. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to also appreciate all our family friends that are too numerous to mention, that have come from within Kwara and all over the country, most especially my darling big daddy, Major General Julius Ochanukin. I cannot appreciate you all enough. I want to also appreciate all my husband's family, the Elelu dynasty, their spouses and their friends, all too numerous to mention. Most notably, the newest Alaji and Alaja Bolaji Elelu, Alaja Amola Umar, Alaji and Dr. Katibi, the Mustafas, the Abu Abbas, the Abu Razak, Mr. T, to the Elelu, Yinka Elelu, Muhyiddin Elelu, and to my dear friend Bola Kande Elelu and his wife. Tokwe, I appreciate you all very dearly. I appreciate my dad, Alaji Adamu Olufadi. Thank you for loving our mom unconditionally. Thank you for the prayers and all the support that you've extended to us, your children. To my most energetic and most pious and most loving mom ever, Alaja Zainab Adamu Olufadi. I say thank you. I wonder how I got this lucky to have both of you as my parents. Alhamdulillah for your life, and I can only pray for many more years in good health. Amen. I thank my siblings, their spouses, their in-laws and friends. Engineer Mohamed Kabir Adam, Barrister Shukra Jumade Gore, and our baby, Dr. Rukaya Tadami. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I also want to pour out my heart to all my children, Ayman, Mezura, and Marzouk. Thank you so much for tolerating my long absences. Thank you for being my angel, my princess, sunshine. Radia and I love you guys. And now to my baby, my love, my joy, my happiness. Oladimeji Razak Elelu. I couldn't have done all this without your love and support. You have been my indisputable backbone. You give me every reason to smile all the time and pick me up in all my low moments. I pray that Almighty Allah rewards you abundantly. Finally, to all those who have traveled from far and near because of today's inaugural lecture, there are so many people that would love to acknowledge. Due to time constraints, I can see you all, and I really thank you. Today is a very special day, and it is not easy to take time out of that special schedule to attend today's inaugural lecture. I say thank you. This is half of those here. The other half are all the way in Saudi Arabia, and I really appreciate everyone for coming. Kindly forgive my oversight if I have not mentioned you. You are all deeply appreciated. Thank you so much for listening.
Please be seated. Thank you. Please be seated. It's customary for us to thank our guests that have come to grace this occasion. I have a very long list. Permit me if I spend equal time as the inaugural lecturer. This list was given to us by the inaugural lecture. I would like to recognize our council members who are our employers in the university. Present among them are Professor Abdurrashid Abiodun Adeoye. Thank you. Professor Mufta Adeni Jaya. Thank you. Professor Abdurrashid Dauda Gidado. Our university scholars who are the future for tomorrow. We thank you for coming. Where are you? Thank you. His Excellency, Mr. Kayode Alagi, the Deputy Governor of Kwara State, represented by Mr. Anyanfola Malomo. We thank you very much. Please extend our thanks to His Excellency, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Right Honorable Engineer Salihu Yakubu Danladi. We thank you for coming, sir. First Lady Kwara State, Her Excellency, Ambassador Olusolake Abdulrazak, ably represented by the Commission for Tertiary Education, Hajia Saadatu Madibo Kawu. Thank you for coming. Our past and present Vice Chancellors and heads of institutions are next. Professor Abdugani Yuambali, OON, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, Governing Council, Kwasu. Thank you, sir. He was our former Vice Chancellor. Professor Suleiman Kuranga, former Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, Governing Council, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Anambra State. You are welcome. Professor Noah Yusuf, Vice Chancellor, Alikma University, represented by two people, the duo of Dr. F.M. Jimo, the Dean of Natural and Applied Sciences, and Dr. Sefina Jayola, Program Director, JUPEF. Mr. Kazim Kayode Babamale, Registrar, Federal University of Health Sciences, Ogun. Thank you for coming. Professor S.F. Ambali and his dear wife, the immediate past Deputy Vice Chancellor of Management Services, my predecessor. You're welcome. We then go to our government functionaries. Justice Alpha Belgore, former Chief Judge of Nigeria. Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished Senator Ibrahim Yahaya Oloriegbe. Thank you very much, sir. Honorable Mukhtar Chagaya, thank you very much. Kwara State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Amina Ahmed El Imam, thank you. Kwara State Commissioner for Finance, Dr. Hawa Noor. Kwara State Commissioner for Communication, Honorable Bolanle Olukoju, we thank you. Kwara State Commissioner for Social Development, Dr. Miriam Nna Fatima Imam. Kwara State Commissioner for Agriculture, Honorable Hafiz Afolore. Professor Joe Adaramaja, Chairman Super Kwara State, one of our very own. Welcome home. Alhaji Gani Sani, Kwara State Accountant General. Thank you, sir. Dr. Abdul Malik, Executive Secretary, Hospital Management Board. Thank you. Dr. Olubumi Ketawo Winter, Executive Secretary, State Health Insurance. Honorable Miriam Yusuf Aladi, Honorable Aniola Fatima Lawal, the Grand Cadi of Kwara State, Justice Abdulatif Kamaldeen. Thank you, sir. Hagia Sidika Mata, the Third Permanent Secretary. Thank you, ma. Barrister Oba Magaji, Majority Leader, Kwara State House of Assembly. Thank you. Honorable Sheon Oguniyi, House Committee Chair on Health. Thank you. Alhaji Tolonche Abdulrazak, Permanent Secretary of Finance. Other Kwara State Permanent Secretaries here present. All management and staff of Kwara State Health, Primary Healthcare Agency. Chief Shade Omoni, Chairman Kwara IRS. Dr. Eyitayo Emmanuel, State Coordinator, World Health Organization. Alhaji Saadu Salaudin, FN IPR, Senior Advisor and Counselor. Honorable Omotosho Saikai, SA Political. Alhaji Razak Jida, SA Special Duty. Alhaji Muhyiddin Ali, SA Security. Dr. Atinuke Ahmed, State Coordinator, AFINET. Mrs. Amina Bello, State Coordinator, NPHCDA. all local government chairmen here present, Engineer Rahman Giwa, Alhaji Tony Olokoba, we welcome you all. His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, CFR, the Emir of Ilorin, who is ably represented today by Balogun Alanamu and his entourage, Dr. Abdulatif Jos. You're welcome. The Jagomolu of Igbajaland, Arobundade of Lagos, Bababa of Efa, Dr. Alhaji Rahim Oladimeji OFR. You're welcome, sir. His Royal Majesty Oba Haruna Olawale Ilufemiloye Olukapo Osare, Royal Majesty Dr. Aleru Yaya Temiosh, Elerin of Adanla Erese, His Royal Majesty Oba Dr. David Oladele Oyewonyola, Balogun Fulani, Balogun Gambari, Baba Itan, Magaji Are, Magaji Fatih, Alhaji Abdulkarim, Magaji Akaba, Lango Adewale, Alhaji Yusuf Yakubu Adewale, you are all welcome, sir. Downer, Nigeria Women Association, National President, IUDPU, Alhaji Ayu Abdulmalik, and all members here present, Professor Adamu Matthew, President, Veterinary Council of Nigeria, Dr. Fadepe, Registrar, Veterinary Council of Nigeria, President, Ilorin Anchor Men and Women, Dr. Idia Aminu, Chairperson, NVMA Kwara, all NVMA Kwara State Chapter present, Ilorin Emirate Professional Association, Professor Association, IEPA, Ilorin Women Association, Ilorin Anchor Men and Women, Sheikh Ibrahim Oniye, the first Makam of Ilorin. Alhaji Chief Dr. Alhaji Saka Onimago Shetima Nageri, Engineer Saad Belgore, Alhaji Joju Belgore, Justice Raliat Elelu, Major General J.O. Oshanupin, Dr. Patient Owowe, Founder Effective International College, Alhaji Muhyiddin Abdulkadir, Alhaji Oba Musa, Professor Hamsat Watsu, Engineer Karatu, Director of Works, Kwara Poly, Alhaji Hakim U. Mustafa, SAN, Alhaji Dr. Abdulkadir Tunjinagode, Dan Aman Nageri, Dr. Olugbon, Director of Health Services, Alhaji Musa Anila Salami, CEO, Musenti Hotel, Chief Emmanuel Ojo, Phoenix Hotel, and my personal person. Apologize. Welcome, sir. Alhaji Lukman Olayiwola Mustafa, Proprietor of Sobi Open, all heads of department held present, Alhaji Ahmed Olufade, Alhaji Mustafa Ishowo, Dr. Adeniji Adeyemi, Regional Manager, Wema Bank, Alhaji Muslimat Kamaludin, Dr. Ibrahim Gali Alaya, former Alaya. Thank you very much. Former executive member, NNPC PLC, Alhaji Rahman Giwa, Dr. Taye Elelu, Barrister Kabir Elelu, Dr. Falilat Abdul, all staff of the State Ministry of Health, the Shetima of Ilorin, Alhaji Saka Unimago, you are all welcome. To the family of the inaugural lecturer, Hajia Muslima Kamaldeen, MON, all Elelu family, you're welcome. All Olufadi family, all Alpha Araji family, you are welcome. All Alanamu community, all immediate and extended family members, you're welcome, you're warm. It's almost coming to an end. The teaching and non-teaching staff, the University of Ilorin, you're welcome. Members of the press, you are welcome. Our virtual audience has over 50 participants, and one of them is our Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdul Wahab Olasipo Egbewole, SAN, the family of the inaugural lecture. Sorry, the parents of the inaugural lecture are Alhaji Adamu Olufade. Olufade, can you please stand up for recognition? Baba, please, it's our day. Let us celebrate you. Where is Baba? Baba Olufade? So far away. Nice to meet you. Congratulations, sir. And Mama Alhaja Zainab Olufade, can we recognize you, Mama? Oh, women do it better. She sat in front. Thank you. Mama, congratulations, man. The children of the inaugural lecturer, Imam, Aima Elelu, Maizura, and Mazuk Elelu. Thank you. And to the baby, the love, the joy, the happiness, the husband of inaugural lecturer, Alhaji Olademeji Razak Olufade. We thank you very much for making this effort. Elelu, I withdraw that one. Is Alhaji Razak Elelu. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience.
Shall we arise for the university anthems? For many parts of the 283rd inaugural in the series of University of Ilorin. Please kindly remain where you are. Let's allow the procession of the Vice Chancellor to recess. We appreciate you for coming around, and for Professor Nusirat and Elelu, thank you very much. Thank you for being a part of the epoch-making event. Congratulations, Professor Suleiman Folarunsho. Congratulations, Professor Abdul Jamil Ambali OON. Very big congratulations to the family, the academic family of the inaugural lecturer. To welcome the founder of Al-Hikmah University. We appreciate the Emir of Ilorin, ably represented by the Balogun Alanami, Dr. Isman Jobs. To all the professional bodies in attendance, thank you very much. Professor Suleiman Alege Kuranga, thank you, sir. Professor Adaramaja, Mr. President,